Welcome everybody to another night of Pro League. It's Tuesday night live at the Nexon Arena. My name is Valdez. Joining with me is Moonlight tonight. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm very excited for tonight. SKT1 versus Prime starting things up. What a match. Prime looking to get beat down. SKT1 coming out of that win in round one, looking very strong. They have that kind of lineup that you can only dream about. It's just looking so damn strong. Let's see if Prime can create an upset there. Yeah,
later on we're also going to have KT versus CJ Entis. Maynard put it brilliantly. He said KT's lineup kind of is boner-inspiring. I would have to agree with him. That's going to be a crazy game as well.
And you know what? It's okay to say that on TV.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's fine.
Completely fine.
That's why I said it, man.
Yeah, exactly. Here's SK Telecom T1. These guys are your round one winners. They are looking fantastic today.
Yep, and here's Prime. Rocking the red sweaters and the black jackets. They got 7th place. At least they were able to defeat Samsung Bear, but their woes continue.
Yeah.
And their one player who has done something is Creator. I guess they also have Yoda in there. Don't forget about him.
Yeah. Definitely probably the second in line for getting points for this team. Unfortunately, though, for Creator, he isn't going to be getting that PvP he desires today. Instead, he's going to be going up the ace of SK Telecom, which is going to be INnoVation, who is yet to drop a game in Pro League.
The ace of SK Telecom and the ace of Pro League. This guy is undefeated. He's TY of last season, who went 7-0, in fact. So I guess TY did a little bit better, but INnoVation showing that he is not an easy opponent. He's going to beat you down regardless of who it is. He's had weak opponents. He's had strong ones. And here he's up against Creator. Creator, not the greatest PvT, as you were talking about. He loves that PvP matchup, and he just doesn't get it here.
Yeah, that's no doubt what they would be hoping for on a map like Deadwing, which is going to be the starting map for that matchup. No doubt we have seen PvP on that before, especially from Creator. But I think SKT came into this expecting that and putting up INnoVation, and why not? I mean, INnoVation has done such great work against Protoss. 3 out of his 4 last games were actually against Protoss and him dominating them. So I kind of get the feeling that he might be a sniper for Protoss.
Yeah, it could be, man. He's 4-0 versus Protoss so far. That's pretty insane. Here we have SK Telecom T1's status, quote-unquote. They lost Paralyze, losing another Protoss there, and I didn't quite get to see who they brought in. You guys did see that on screen. Here are their stats so far of 2015. You see that Terran win ratio is pretty high, 9-2, but they're lacking in the Protosses this time.
Yeah, they are, and it's pretty nice to see what their Zergs have been doing. Obviously, Dark, the leader in that sort of division. Su, though, kind of making a little bit of a comeback, and we are going to see him today, which is very exciting. We did see him, pop up a few times last round, and he actually got a few wins under the belt.
Yeah, man, it's all about Dark and Su for that Zerg lineup. Here we have Prime. They brought in Keen. Keen, not the best pickup. He's kind of one of the most inconsistent pro gamers I've ever seen play. And let's see how he's doing, though. This is going to be the first time we're going to see him here in 2015. Maybe he can pull something through.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Keen, he's a decent pickup. He obviously was a lot stronger in the olden days, maybe 3-4 years ago. He was a Code S Terran. Been a long time since then, and he's really dropped off the map. He recently left his international team to find another Korean team. So, jumping on Prime, not a bad start, but we'll see what he's capable of here.
Yeah. Here we do see that pitiful Zerg win ratio there, led by Terror, leading the charge.
Terror and Departure, man.
Departure, yeah, that super strong Zerg lineup, Kappa.
Sinking the ship, yo.
Yeah, man. Here is SK Telecom T1 versus Prime, our match for today, the first one. We're going to have INnoVation versus Creator, like we mentioned. Then we're going to go into a ZVP. It's going to be Dark versus Myungshik. Then we're going to get Su versus Yoda ZVT, and then a TVT in Dream versus Keen.
Let's see if it gets to that 4th match. It's going to be wondering. It's going to be exciting to see. I mean, there is danger there, I think, for Dark and for Su. Myungshik has some pretty decent cheeses. He does a lot of preparation for his matches, and Expedition Lost isn't by far the best Zerg map at all this round. And obviously Su just kind of coming out of his slump. He has been doing well, slowly getting better, but he's still in the danger zone, and Yoda is a dangerous opponent.
Yeah, they're trying to play him more here. Let's see how he can do today. Here are the winners rankings so far. Of course, we mentioned INnoVation at the top, 6-0. Lasira able to pick up a win yesterday in the Ace match, goes up to 6 wins. He's kind of making a big name for himself as well. Yoa here is the other guy that also stands out to me. 5-0 after last season. He was like 2-9 or something. So really turning it around here. Look towards that guy to start winning more games there for MVP.
I think he's kind of been getting the matchups that he wanted more than anything else. He's been really getting those PvPs, and he has taken some big names down in PvP already.
Yeah.
So if he can keep going like that, man, he's going to be right up there for that Grandmaster spot at the end.
Yeah, man. I'm sure Artosis is very happy. Yonghwa, one of his favorite players, because he's one of those guys that he'll get ahead, and then he'll get more ahead. He's going to put down another expansion. He's going to get more upgrades and just get ahead, on that side of things, instead of just trying to kill his opponent. And it's really fun kind of style to watch for guys that like those longer games. Sometimes people can say it's a bit boring just because he drags on the game, quote-unquote. But I don't know. He wins games, so that's all that matters,
Yeah, that really is all that matters. And also, as you're talking about Lacira, it's so great to see him up there. One of my favorite Zergs of the olden days, and he's really made a comeback. And he's kind of had to put the team on his shoulders at this point because he did see Life leave, and he's got to get stuff done now. Like he's got to be that guy that starts taking the games. Yeah,
really looking forward to see him coming out more and more. Especially that guy is so fast, such a strong style as well. I was talking with Wolf about this a little bit yesterday, how he can go macro, he can go for the long game, and he'll be totally fine, but he can also be aggressive. He likes to mix it up, and just a very fun style to watch in general, just a very fun player.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite players. But as we get ready for the first game of today, we are going to see the predictions.
What is this accuracy rate?
Whoa, Wolf
I guess that's from yesterday.
Wolf is 30%, guys. What happened? I thought he was 70%.
I guess what they were putting up yesterday was actually the percentages from round 1.
Yeah, I was only joking.
That makes sense.
I only got like 50% or something last round.
Yep.
Starting strong this round, though, 60%. Look at that.
I want to point out something. The two analysts on both desks are doing the best. That makes me feel happy. That makes me feel like everything is right in the world, like things make sense, you know what I'm saying?
Science will overcome religion any day. It's just how I like to look at it.
Yeah, man. The other thing to mention is, of course, everybody voted for INnoVation.
Well, that is
not a surprise there.
I mean, to be honest, the lineups today, you can really just look at them and pick who's going to win each one. Like it's kind of very straightforward. There is possibility of upsets, but it is kind of a straightforward.
In terms of predictions, the safe predictions are obvious. Me and you both doing the same predictions throughout the day. You guys will get to see those. I think Wolf also having very, very similar predictions. But let's get into introducing our players here. We got INnoVation, kind of the king of Pro League so far. He is 6-0. He is the most winning player with the least amount of losses, I could say. There are a couple of guys up there, Zest and Lacira, tied with him for 6 wins, but this guy has not dropped a single game, and he is super strong against Protoss as well.
Yeah, I expect to see quite possibly an SCV pull from this guy. He has done it a lot in the past. He's very comfortable in the late game as well, though, and it is going to be Deadwing, so I think it's safe to say that we will go to that late game, and we'll get to see his mechanics shine more than anything else.
People like to call him the robot Terran. He just kind of does everything very mechanically. He just does not make mistakes. And he is super solid in general. But here is Creator. Didn't have the best start, but then he got like 3 PvP wins in a row. 2 of those were against Zest. And definitely favoring that matchup. Who's looking quite strong. Zest was making some mistakes in those games, but he definitely played very solidly there. He is 1-0 against Terran so far. But I think we're going to have to see more of this matchup from this guy to really say that he's, strong against Terran.
Yeah, it's been quite a while since we've seen much of him against Terran. It should be an interesting match, Valdez.
Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to this first one. The map is going to be Deadwing. It's a big map, Protoss favored. We'll see if that matters at all for INnoVation here. Let's jump into the game. It's INnoVation versus Creator. Down here in the bottom right in the orange for SK Telecom T1, it is INnoVation.
And up here in the top left, it is Creator.
Rocking the glasses today. Looks a bit tired. I would be tired if I were facing INnoVation the next day. I'm sure he stayed up pretty much all night practicing. I wonder who Creator really has as a Terran practice partner. Like, who's on that team? I guess Yoda?
Keen?
Yeah. I mean, not the greatest Terrans in the world, to be honest.
Definitely no innovations on that team, unfortunately. But, you know, I'm sure he's got some buddies as well, like, that aren't on the same team that he can really grind it out and practice with. Pretty sure I got a lot of those the Zerg players on the wrong team as well. You know, introduction Veldez. What team is Lasir on again?
He's from MVP.
All right, so yeah, I completely got it wrong.
Did you say StarTale?
Yeah, I did say StarTale. And I'm pretty sure
I totally missed that too.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, he's from StarTale. I'm totally just agreeing with you, and I don't even know what's going on.
One of those Kesper teams, you know, it's like hard to differentiate sometimes. And apparently, Departure's on MVP as well. So there you go.
Wow. Okay.
Apparently, that's what Penguin tweeted at me. So thank you, Penguin.
Penguin holding the cast together, making sure we don't drop the ball too many times.
God, yeah, I got to go back and look at these teams again. Bit of a switch up since round 1, maybe last year even. As we see this game unfold, still a ways away to find out exactly what's going on, but we are seeing that gas. Nice knowledge from INnoVation. No CC first today. Going to be playing a little bit safer, maybe going for that Reaper scouting, as it is pretty decent, pretty common on this map.
Yeah, it's looking like that. Just very standard builds from both players in terms of fast expands, but not, you know, expansons first. And talking a little bit about this map, Deadwing, one of the biggest we have in the pool, and they're at cross spawns. So that's going to give Creator a lot of room here. You were talking about the possibility of an SCV pull, but it is, because they are in cross positions and not vertical spawns, it does make that rush distance a little bit longer.
It does.
And it'll buy Creator a little bit more time.
It will indeed, yeah. He will have that extra breathing space to get up to that late game army, the ones with the Storm, the Colossi, and everything else that he needs to kind of deal with the composition we will see from INnoVation eventually. One thing to note, one thing to remember, I believe, in an interview even, that was asked, that his ghost control is not the best. It's actually a note that I think Kanata once put to him. Is like, well, your micro is just not the best. You have the mechanics down, you are that robot, but when it comes to the late game of TVP, you're a little bit weak with your ghosts. Yeah. We'll see if that can come into play today, or if he might have rectified that weakness.
Well, I mean, that's why we talk about why this guy does those SCV pulls, because he just wants to avoid that time of the game. He doesn't want to let it go that late. And so I wouldn't be surprised. I kind of agree with you in the fact that I think we are going to see INnoVation go for that kind of play. So far, we do see a factory coming down as well as a reactor after that Reaper does come out. The Reaper's going to get the scout here. He's going to see both gases. Going to see no tech just yet, but he will also scout the fact that the expansion is coming up. He's going to say, okay, I see all your pylons. I know what's going on. Everything is standard and normal.
Yep, and a nice probe scout as well on INnoVation's base. He sees the exact build he's going. Okay, reactor barracks, making that factory. I have a fair idea of what you're going.
Ooh, Twilight Council coming up here. May see that hero build where he goes for Blink, puts on a little bit of pressure while transitioning into robotics tech. I don't think we're gonna see Creator go for a Blink all-in. Do you think? What do you think?
I don't think so, because I mean, he did get a scout off, so we should know it's gonna be like Marine Mines drop sort of pressure. And if you're just gonna have Blink Stalkers, then if a mine goes down and gets planted, then you have no detection. You're just not mining from a base for a while, or you're gonna be taking probe losses.
Yeah.
So I think he might be like defensively. He could be offensively. I feel like it'd be a bit of a mistake there. Get that Blink, deflect what he can, and get a robo just a little bit later would make a lot more sense to me.
Based on the timing here, and when he's throwing down the Chrono Boost as well, maybe he's just trying to get that Blink out in time. You know, add some of these gates here. Wouldn't be surprised to see that robotics come down here in a bit. And just try to get that Blink out as fast as possible to deal with the drops. You know, not even let the medevacs get into the base at all. That's one way you can deal with it, rather than, you know, just a standard way of pulling your probes, get the detection down, kill the Widow Mines.
And we are seeing that robo just come out a little bit later. Going to have a nice timing for his Blink. It might even be out soon enough to shut down the drop, though we are seeing that Medivac finish up now. Everything's going to be put into that Medivac, and the dropping will begin, the economic harassment, where pretty much Protoss has to pull their probes or take losses.
I like what INnoVation's doing here. He's looking to possibly force the Nexus Cannon to come down at the natural before the drops come in. Fortunately, though, he has not been able to do that, as 2 Stalkers are out and pushing those Marines away, and in fact killing some of them.
Yeah, and Reaper actually got a full scout of the main base, so he sees exactly what's going on. He knows that the Twilight was out before anything else, so he should have a bit of an idea that it is going to be Blink early, and he should be a little bit more careful with his drops.
Yep, here comes the first one. 2 mines in the drop. Blink is about to finish up here. He's looking to stop this drop coming in. 3 Stalkers in position. Looks like the first Widow Mine is going to drop down, but immediately it gets focused.
Ooh, this could do a lot of damage, actually. Oh, my God. That should never have happened.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't pull all his probes. Just focusing down the first Widow Mine, the second one getting a lot of damage down. And you see Creator's face. Creator's one of those guys that always shows his emotions on his sleeve and on his face. He will show you if he's not happy with what happened, and he was not happy with that.
Oh, then no one should be happy with that. That was a massive mistake. I mean, he knew exactly what was going on. He knew that was a mine drop coming down. He sees the 2 mines go down, but he doesn't split his stuff up, and instead INnoVation gets a massive lead early on with that 5 probe kill.
Yeah. Even forcing like a half pull as well. I feel like Creator was just trying to be a little bit greedy with the pull, so he didn't want to lose too much mining time, and thought that because he had the Stalkers in position as well as the detection, he would be able to focus down before it got off. But he was wrong. Like you mentioned before, a massive mistake. We do have that second medevac coming in here towards the natural, but this time the Observer will detect it. Let's see how the pulls are this time.
Hopefully good. We only see the Mothership Core as well as a Sentry here to kind of do damage to these mines. So he's going to be forced to pull.
Oh, no. 6 probes go down.
Look at that face. He's not really showing any too much discomfort, but man, that's way too many probes for 2 mine drops, and INnoVation is cruising towards that victory already.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that economic lead is just going to be building up over time. We're going to see INnoVation consistently do this. He's just going to keep dropping and dropping, forcing probes to be pulled. He might even get more kills. He doesn't actually have to, which is the thing about these Terran drops. They don't have to get kills. They just have to pull the probes. And it adds up over time to the point where Terran can bulldoze the Protoss eventually.
Yeah, man. 11 probes total have gone down. Just 4 mines, and that is definitely worth it. That is just too much damage at this point, especially to a guy like INnoVation. You never want to lose that much to this guy. He's not going to let you get back in the game, which is very unfortunate for Creator. Already not looking too good for him. We do have a second drop coming this way. Although there is a Warp Prism, it looks like they are going to fly by each other without getting the scout off on either of them.
This is definitely one way that could help Creator get back into this. He's going to do a lot of damage in that natural. He's going to force the SCVs to be pulled. As we see INnoVation rotate his army across the map, he's going to be dropping into the main base that is completely undefended at this point, while he moves his bio up towards the natural. Ooh, this could do a lot of damage. We already see that Colossus a little out of position here.
Only Stalkers here to fight against a lot of Marauders in this mix. The Nexus Cannon will go down in the main. Now he's just fighting head up here. Only 1 Colossus, not enough right now. He will get some decent trades. The blink is not great. He doesn't catch any of those medevacs or units. And now coming in here at the natural. Not that many units. It looks like INnoVation is not going to go for the snipe on the Colossus. There's that drop in the main, though. Getting some decent damage down. Already 7 SCVs will be killed here.
Yeah,
more to come.
Not a bad sort of counter drop. Definitely what we see a lot of Protosses do, and I think it's very important to kind of break the rhythm of the Terran as we see INnoVation's rhythm kind of going, getting a bit out of whack, but then he finds a snipe on the Colossus, and all these Stalkers are going down. And once again, it's kind of in favor of INnoVation.
Another Colossus is out of position. This is going to get focused down as well.
Oh, my God.
You can't be losing Colossi like this. And, man, INnoVation's control is just stellar.
Superb. He's up 60 supply at this point of the game. It's 13 minutes in, and his harassment has already dissected what Creator had. He's reset the Colossus count at this point of the game. His third is up. He deflected the Warp Prism drop. I think it's just a formality at this point to end this game.
Yeah, man. And all the while he's microing all of his units, while he's microing 1 drop, as well as his main army attacking at the front, killing Colossi, his macro is still on point. He didn't miss a beat. He's got a huge amount of units walking across the map right now. And look at that. Creator gets supply blocked right now. You see already he's making 3 pylons. It's getting in his head. This guy's going to go down, man. He's going to get crushed by the INnoVation.
Yeah, there is simply too much at this point. We see 1 Colossus, another one coming out. It should be, actually, it probably won't be out by the time we see INnoVation hit. That 1 Archon going to help out a little bit, but still, man, I don't know. It's just not enough. That is so many Marauders and Medivacs. And now, Creator's completely out of position. He's going to come from behind. but he doesn't have enough to fight this concave.
Yeah, man. Huge concave here for INnoVation. That second Colossus is going to pop down. It's going to get focused right away before even getting any damage down. A lot of Zealots in this mix will do a decent job tanking. Looks like that Colossus actually survives here, but this fight is the one that he lost heavily. We got reinforcements coming across the map at the same time. That Colossus will go down. The rest of the Zealots will go down. GG is called, and INnoVation takes game number 1.
Yeah, that was complete domination, man. Just from the get-go, these mine drops doing way too much damage than they should have ever done, considering the build we did see from Creator. He should have been on top of that, but he wasn't, and he took some focus fire damage from the mines. It just didn't make sense.
INnoVation is just actually too good for Creator. He just, like, smacked him around, made him look silly. This guy just does not lose. I don't know what to say. He's 7-0 right now. He's 5-0 against Protoss now.
Taking the lead once again in that sort of Grandmaster spot, the top of the Pro League ladder. Yeah, and he is, and that was the ace of Prime. That was the ace of Prime. So he just slew their ace player. That's what. That's how you destroy morale in the team, and really take momentum into your corner.
To be fair, INnoVation is kind of the ace player for SK Telecom as well. So the two ace players going head-to-head here in game number 1. Your point still stands. I'm sure their morality is crushed. I don't know what to think about what those other Prime players are thinking. They're like, oh, crap.
You ever seen...
Now we're going up against Dark and then Sue.
You ever seen that movie, Troy? You know,
no. I saw like half of it.
It's like Brad Pitt is like the... I forget his name in the movie, but he's the kind of like the ace soldier for that army. And he fights against the kind of like the ace from the other army and kills him in like one sword swing. Yeah. That's what just happened.
Pretty much, man.
The army's looking at this guy. Yeah, and they're terrified. Like, oh my god. This guy is a demigod or something, man. We're screwed.
Yeah, man. INnoVation is my FPL captain. I'm glad I put him in that spot. I have to say, this guy is going to win me a lot of points.
He's going to be making a lot of points for a lot of people, I'm sure, Valdez. Next up, we are going to be having Dark versus Myungshik there. You know, another sort of interesting matchup we have today. It's going to be on Expedition Lost, a new map addition to this round as well. Should be a lot of fun. Let's see if Myungshik can cook up some nice, delicious cheese for this game.
That's the name of the game. Whenever we see Myungshik